What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful, here with a name you know, the youngest world women's champion in NWA history, Kenzie Paige. How you doing?
I'm good, and remember, first ever Triple Crown champion of the women as well. Youngest.
Yeah, by default, also the youngest.
Yes.
Man, as we film this, it is the week after WrestleMania.
Yep.
And I'm going to jump right into it because you had a very, very interesting week. I mean, in a week of WrestleMania, the questions that I got brought were, what happened with Kenzie Paige and Natalya? If you were to recount it, what do you think happened in that situation after her Bloodsport match?
I think that I went there more to show face and just to prove that I had enough respect for Natalya to fly myself out to Las Vegas and be a part of her big historical moment. And then she got in my face and cussed. So if you're going to cuss at me and disrespect me, I'm going to do the same thing to you. That's how I feel about it. I feel like I was extending the offer to be respectful, you know, and maybe she thought I was coming off hostile because, you know, I did double bird her, but that was after the fact.
You did.
That was after the fact. I drove out all of that way to be a part of this big, beautiful moment, and she's the one that made it go south. So that's how I remember it.
What happened in the moments following that? Because we saw security separate you guys. Were you ejected? Did they just move you to a different area? Like, how did that work?
No, the ref, and he was a good friend of mine, and he's carrying me out, and I don't even remember what I was telling her because it's from the heart. It's really how I felt. Like, F you, F that, F all of this. I told her I didn't care who her family was because in that moment I was hurt, I was angry, I was mad, and I still am, you know? But as he's carrying me back and I'm fucking throwing elbows and arms and kicks, and I don't even know, I go through this door, and he literally told me, like, you got to get out of here before shit escalates. Like, leave now before it escalates. So for whatever it's worth, I listened to him.
So, full disclosure, I sometimes solicit reader questions, and one of them was from Natalya, and I will read verbatim. What is her problem with me? Why the hostility?
It's not even about hostility or problem. It's the fact that I look up to her, right? I really do. Even still now, I'm so angry, and it's anger that feeds off the fact that I feel like, you know, the National Wrestling Alliance doesn't get the respect or attention that it once did, right? So here I am putting my body on the line, and we finally get some light. The positive light was the fact that, you know, Natalya was coming to the National Wrestling Alliance. And then all I hear her post about and talk about is the fact she's going to Bloodsport, she's doing this, she's doing that. Well, what about the NWA? What about the fact that you're coming to the National Wrestling Alliance? This is her debut, right? She hasn't ever been to the NWA. And then on top of not even talking about the National Wrestling Alliance or anything like that, when she finally decides to, she doesn't talk about the champion. She doesn't talk about the woman who's literally, I've held this for over a year now. Like, I'm doing big things. I've carried this company on my back. And when you think of the NWA in this time, who do you think of? Kenzie Paige, Tom Latimer, maybe EC3. Like, that's how I look at it. So I just felt disrespected. And whenever I'm hurt, I want someone to hurt. So I want her to feel the same pain that I felt. And if me, you know, ruining her moment at Bloodsport is me being a bitch, well, then she started it.
She's not the only person with a wrestling family. You as well. How is that for you? As obviously much different approach than her family, but you also have family in wrestling.
I think that's another thing is, like, I look at her and she's everything that I wish I could have been or wish I could be, you know? Like, she does have the famous wrestling family, whereas mine is very small independently in Tennessee. Like, I am the star of my family, but I think that's also the difference between me and Natalya is, you know, she comes from this big famous wrestling family that's so big, and they run Canada and all that, and I am from this smaller little area, but I made myself. I made my family worth something. My little sister is now a wrestler. Everyone who comes around me, I take care of them. So maybe I feel like that's what I expected Natalya to do, and it didn't. It's not like that. So maybe I looked up to her for the wrong reasons.
You had mentioned, again, wrestling and having family in wrestling. What's it like wrestling your family, being in there, duking it out?
I do think that wrestling with my sister has helped our relationship a lot. Because,
Sure.
there is sometimes you want to just dog walk your siblings. And whenever you can get paid to do it, chef's kiss. Yeah, I love it. That's great.
We have a couple people right in front of us who said that beating each other up in the ring has helped them become closer as well.
Exactly. Like, they get it, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
of
Like,
course.
you can't actually beat the hell out of them on a regular day, but when you're in the ring, we can tussle and fight all night.
So, we also saw a woman just walk by. I don't know if you noticed, who you had a pretty impactful, historic match with in the NWA, Kamille. I mean, that for a lot of people were like, oh, this is who Kenzie Paige is.
Yeah.
And it, like, I wouldn't say it put you on the map because you'd been around for quite a while, even at a young age. But how did it feel to see the reaction, the reception to that match? Because Kamille had anchored that division for so long.
I feel like it was more. Kamille is literally like a big sister to me. Like, I look up to her. She's someone I look up to, and she hasn't let me down, right? She is her through and through. And to be able to be the one that took the championship off of someone who meant so much and did so much for the NWA, it really was like a passing of the torch. It's really what it felt like to me. And I'll never forget, the next day, she brought me flowers and basically was like, here you go, like, I'm proud of you. And it was just one of those moments, I'm trying not to cry, it was just one of those moments I could feel like my career is about to shift. You know what I mean?
So we have seen you become this, like, bubbling under prospect and rise to the occasion. And I mean, again, you're still so young in your career. You've accomplished so much. Who are some of the women you see out on the indies right now and you're like, they could be next? They could be challenging for the NWA World Women's title next.
Obviously, besides my sister, Kylie, which and I do want to say this about Kylie really quick. She's only been wrestling for not even 3 years. And, she is like someone, she just naturally gets it, right? But I'm not going to put her over the whole time because she's amazing. She knows it. I think Brittany Brooks, she's someone that I'd really want to tussle with. Obviously, Haley J's a star. Everyone knows she's a star, though.
I look at the landscape, like J-Rod is a big one.
J-Rod, yes, J-Rod. She was the OVW Women's Champion. I actually got to see her at a School of Morton show. We got to talk a little bit. We have never got to share the ring with each other, though. I feel like that's something that's voided both of us for a minute. And
that's rare in women's wrestling.
Yes, you feel like you've touched hands with everybody, but especially right now in this position, I feel like there's a lot of like new people that I haven't really got to like get in there with. Oh, another one that I think everyone should watch out for, Jada Stone.
Oh yeah.
Jada Stone, like from the technical wrestling to the high flying to the entrance to the energy, she's someone who fully gets it.
We mentioned the NWA. How has that experience been for you? You're a crafty veteran of the NWA at this point.
Which is crazy to say. 23 years old, and I'm one of the vets of the NWA. But it's really shaped me. And, I mean, obviously when I started, I looked way different than I do now. I was 185 pounds, 19 years old. A lot of people would argue that I had no business being there, right? So it kind of put me in this position where I had to grow up. I had to become a superstar, get my shit together, if you will. Sorry for cussing. But
no, it's okay.
Get my stuff together, if you will, But it's really made me grow up. It's made me grow a lot in life and in professional wrestling. So it's changed my life, changed my family's life. So all positive for the NWA.
So as we wrap up, if you had one thing you could tell Natalya ahead of this, you've mentioned you felt like she ignored things. What can she expect as she faces you in what is going to be one of the biggest NWA matches in years?
I'm not doing this match to have the best NWA Women's Championship match. I'm not doing this match to even, to an extent retain the Burke. I'm doing this to gain your respect because I deserve your respect. I deserve respect from everyone for everything that I've done for not only the National Wrestling Alliance, but anyone I come in contact with. I try to be a lending hand, and I really thought that's what Nattie was, but maybe she's not.
Before we go, let the people know where they can follow you, support you, and check out your stuff.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kenzie_Paige1, and you can follow NWA at just NWA on all social medias.
Guys, until next time, we're out. If you're a wrestling fan and you're frustrated with all the services you need to watch all the different wrestling shows, Fightful has your solution with nordvpn.com/Fightful. Change your virtual location with just one click, and you'll be able to watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and PLEs
on one Netflix account. You'll also be able to get a lot of pay-per-views at a much more affordable price than you do here in the United States. This is a must-have for wrestling fans. That way you don't have to have 7 different accounts to watch all of the shows that you want to watch. In addition to that, they have a great 30-day money-back guarantee and an incredible deal right now going on. But that's far from it. You can protect yourself on their VPN service, the fastest in the world, shield your data from snoops and criminals, protect yourselves on public Wi-Fi, and it's available on all your devices and operating systems. NordVPN.com/Fightful.